Hello everyone, it's ManaWing coming to you again here with another expert replay. This time it's Dwarven Riddle, played by Sparrow with a time of 46 minutes. Great work as always, Sparrow, and this replay is going to be shown at 4 times speed due to its lengthy duration, making it about 15 minutes. Enjoy. Sparrow is going to start by summoning in some ManaWings, and he's going to fly those up and take advantage of the lack of anti-air in the beginning here. And then once he gets past this first part, he's going to bring in some Shaman, or Shamans, to heal. He's careful to off-target, or make sure that he shoots both the Shaman and another target, so that way the Shaman will be more inclined to heal its ally than to actually fire. And then combined here with the Shaman, it's able to heal the ManaWings and keep it alive. He has 5 ManaWings and 3 Shaman. He's going to continue flying these up here until he's going to leave his Shaman back a bit, so that way he doesn't get into any trouble here with the FireDragon. But he takes out the 2 Shaman first, and then he works the rest of the way on this FireDragon. A little bit of a lengthy process, but he takes it down, and he has to take this down so that way he can get his Shamans up here, so that way he can go ahead and throw down a Mark of the Keeper, and then keeping those healing each other, which keeps the units off of the building. He brings his ManaWing up and destroys the crystals, which will take this base out. And then as soon as he finishes this, he's going to go ahead and toggle the altar as soon as it becomes available, so that way he doesn't have to deal with that Overlord or Bandit Lord. And it is pretty much impossible to stop the bandit waves. If you allow the first one to come at you full force, there are just so many units. It's nearly impossible, even with 2 people, to even kill the first wave. And then by the time you get that one killed, the second wave has already arrived. So you have to kill this one, which makes it much easier for the Mark of the Keeper to work in the base, because most all of the demon units are ranged units. And he's careful here with his Windweavers, swapping off the wall whenever they get too damaged, or the wall segment gets too damaged. Moves his ManaWing over here to these Guardians, which of course can't fight back, and he's going to park those there and let them peck away at those Guardians until they've killed every single one of them, and then he'll run in a land unit to get that orb that's nearby. Builds a Frost Orb here, so he can bring in CannonTower and JuiceTank and Construction Hut. He's going to throw his Construction Huts down first. He'll throw one like a mirror on either side. They're mimicking each other, and then he's going to build a defense that mimics each other as well, with 2 Mark of the Keepers, which is a vital part of this defense. It keeps the demon ranged units at bay, and since the units are usually shorter ranged than the typical ranged unit, it works a little bit better. He's also careful, you'll see on the minimap there, that the demon wave came through where he had those ManaWing parked. So he went ahead and set those up on top of one of those hills up there to keep them out of trouble's way. Uses a little crowd control of Ensnaring Roots here. Keeps those off of his CannonTower. And he's just going to keep building this CannonTower in here until it's just completely, pretty much filled. Using crowd control as needed. He didn't use Curse of Oink, because with Curse of Oink you can't really manage to do any damage to the unit other than for 5 seconds, and then it switches back to normal. Now that the demons are clear, he's brought his ManaWings back out, and they're finishing up these guys. They've got a few more to go before it's safe to construct his power well and monument. But he's got his defense still in good shape, and chasing these little guys around. And he's going to bring in a Swiftclaw again. Or, well, I guess not again. He hasn't brought one in yet. But he's going to bring in a Swiftclaw. Careful to avoid the demons here. Whoop, whoop, not that way. And he's going to fly these back to base to help defend a little, because this is a really heavy wave that comes here. And you want to hold out on this as long as possible, because you don't want to use your altar on this wave, because the next one's going to be important. but uses his Coldsnap and Ensnaring Roots as best as he's able to. Tries to save as many of his ManaWing as he can, but they get annihilated. Having all of your charges on ManaWing will actually be a pretty important thing if you're wanting to finish this in a timely manner, I would imagine. I haven't tried it myself with this technique, but I would guess that with as many ManaWing as he brings into the game here, he's going to need them. And although he's lost nearly all of his defense here, he still has enough power and things to go ahead and rebuild those. In the north, he's got a BreedingGrounds up there, and he's been rebuilding his ManaWings. And he's got that Swiftclaw that ran just close enough so he could go ahead and build the power well up, and then he's going to get rid of all those ManaWing. He's not going to need those anymore. His next, now that he has third tier, he's going to bring in SwampDrake. He's going to bring in the Mark of the Keeper again and rebuild his defenses before this enemy wave shows up. Got his JuiceTank up on that northern set of power wells. And then he goes ahead and uses the altar, because if you don't, they will completely destroy that base there. Because the cave that they come out of, or one of the caves that they come out of, are directly next to that orb. Goes ahead and places a Mark of the Keeper there. Keeping the, that is to keep the fire creatures that spawn in the next waves and coming waves from getting his orb. They will go ahead and destroy his power well at the backside of that base there, but they won't get the orb. And here he's going to do some kiting. He's pulling these Crystal Guardians and making them fire at his Swiftclaw, but since it's a Swift unit and it's moving around so much, it can't get a good target on it. Using some Surge of Light to heal his SwampDrake whenever the Crystal Guardian refused to pay any attention to his Swiftclaw. Throws down a Ray of Light. Ray of Light and Surge of Light are very important spells that he's going to have here, because it's pretty hard to keep a lot of those flying units alive as you're going around and destroying these crystals in the solo version, or well, by yourself. Looks like they went ahead and got 2 of his power wells there in that last wave, or he went ahead and sacked them so he wouldn't draw attention, potentially. He's ran a Swiftclaw over to here, now that he's gotten rid of all those aggressors. Goes ahead and builds that up. There's a cave directly to the north of that that's going to give him trouble here in the future. You lose that orb whenever it spawns the next batch of fire minions. It's going to destroy that orb and leave him with only 3. So it's important that you have those 3 or less heal spells that are also arcane. Ray of Light is one, Surge of Light, and also the new Renegade spell, Equilibrium. I would probably recommend using, I believe it's the green one, the green affinity, that allows you to heal according to how much allied health points are in the area. It's a pretty good instant heal. But Ray of Light and Surge of Light seem to do the job rather well. And he's going to fly around and go ahead and destroy all of these bases here. Take care of this. And he's just going to continue to do this, flying around and doing that while keeping his defenses alive. He's got WorldbreakerGuns in now, so that should be vastly easier. There's his orb that he lost with this wave. But the Worldbreakers will hold up to most anything. Could throw in a Sky Elf Sage or so if you wanted to amp him up and make him a little tougher, but I think he's probably at his card limit. But with that, I'll go ahead and move us to part 2.